And we are back. Here we are, E3 2009, GameSpot stage show, and we are joined by a very special guest. No introduction almost needed. Tim Schafer.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's a very nice setup you have here.
Boy, thank you. Dude,
Yeah.
you did awesome, by the way, at the press conference.
Oh, you were at the EA press conference?
I was.
When I made my dirty jokes.
Was it fun?
It was kind of nerve-wracking. I had one of those like microphones like Britney Spears, which
Madonna mics.
they look like you just ate like a 3-bean salad and you got one of the beans still in your cheek.
You missed one?
Other than that, I enjoyed it. We got to announce, you know, the new Ozzy thing, which is exciting, that Ozzy Osbourne's in the game.
There was one gentleman that was near me, and he said, I heard him say, "This dude made the game that like the dreams that I would have as a child." Apparently, you casted it right, because he said Lita Ford, Ozzy Osbourne, all those folks were totally people he had picked out as well.
I mean, when I was 14, if I made a list of everyone I wanted to meet in the world, it would have been, it would have been those 4 people, and and now I get to make the game, and it's crazy. It's crazy. A lot of fun.
You get both things that's awesome. Brutal Legend. Now you've brought some video for us. Is that right?
It was a game.
You
Playable.
Game?
This is the first time people have been able to play the game in the public.
That is
so
crazy.
Here it is.
Oh, that's super crazy. So who's playing the game? I don't see no controller in your hand.
My brain. I'm
little
doing
brain
it with
power?
my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have.
You got people back there?
We have people playing it. Yeah.
Excellent.
I can't even see them right now. It's kind of scary.
All right, let's go ahead and see what the action that you have brought is. If you can tell us what it is we're looking at.
This is Eddie Riggs, the roadie for a heavy metal band, you know, and this is him waking up in the brutal world of our game. He was injured in a stage show, and some blood got into his belt buckle, which he thinks is a cool belt buckle, but it's really an evil talisman of the fire god Omer Godin, who wakes up and kills the band and screams so loud he rips the fabric of time and pulls Eddie back to the age of metal. And this is him waking up, starting to realize he's not at a rock concert anymore, but he's in an ancient temple, and where the band was, it's now a bunch of evil druids. Really evil druids.
They're hella evil.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Steve's the name of our audio engineer. I was hoping he'd pump it up a little louder so we could hear it out here.
Knock it off!
They're just stabbing that dude.
Oh, yeah, he starts the game unarmed, but he very soon finds the separator, which is a very powerful axe. And it turns out he's a roadie, but he's really good at the axe, which I think a lot of people think they would be if given the opportunity. I mean, don't you have that feeling that if you got pulled back in time, you could chop a druid's head off?
Oh yeah, all the time.
So Eddie has a combat series of combo moves, but he also has this, which is he has a guitar from the modern world he brought back with him, and it was just a regular guitar, but here in this world, it's amplified by the world of rock itself, so it has powers. So this is Clementine, his guitar. And so he can use this to summon rock show effects that actually do destructive damage, like he can summon lightning and pyrotechnics, and he can use them in combination with his axe. You can stun enemies with the lightning and then jump up and do a special charge axe attack, or do things like the Earthshaker, which is by pressing the A and X button together, you can do a power chord so heavy that it shakes the whole world. And it sends your enemies flying, but also brings some elements from the house down. The idea is that it's really fun, easy to do combat, but it also creates this crazy rock show-like spectacle. So you're fighting medieval war, but you're also at a rock show the whole time. So when you're playing the game, it's like a battle of the bands with real axes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's fun.
Yeah, dude, that is the... I'm sorry, I got a big old grin on my face to just keep on looking at what you're showing me. Tim Schafer, I'm going to ask you some questions from our audience that are watching live at home.
On the internet? I'm going to go on the internet too.
These people are, yeah,
I'm going
totally.
to get some questions for you on the internet.
Oh, really? All right, do it up. Let's see if I can do this. They said they fixed this. So the one question I'm going to ask you before I get to theirs is looking at those commercials you're doing, Jack Black, the stuff that the promo stuff that you guys been doing, crazy controller plugged in his brain. How much fun is it to have worked on this game with that guy in particular? Not to mention the awesome cast of characters you got, Ozzy Osbourne and Lita Ford.
And well, Jack is a lot of fun. He's the kind of guy you hang out with him. He's exactly kind of what you'd hope he'd be like really funny in person and really nice. And you kind of have to remind yourself that, oh yeah, he's a world famous movie star because he's really down to earth. But he's also a big gamer. You know, He's online all the time, playing on his Xbox. He's really into racing games and also.
He actually did one of our shows, button mashing once. Yeah, totally. He came in
and he finishes games. He goes through Mass Effect and like he finishes them. He's really into it. So when we're doing the voice and we say, okay, this is a choice the player has and a hint, he knows exactly what we're talking about, and he knows how many lines. He does almost 3,000 lines of dialogue in the game.
That's a lot.
And he's a good sport, and he does those things like the brutal thoughts. That was one of my goals. Like, I didn't think there was any chance we'd actually get someone like Jack Black to be in the game. But I was making this game thinking, I want Jack Black to like this game because of School of Rock and Tenacious D, and I just, this character was so inspired by, like, his School of Rock character's just love for music, So I was hoping, hope Jack Black likes the game. Even if he doesn't want to be in it, I hope he just likes it. So we went down there and showed him the game, concept art, laid it all out, talked about heavy metal and everything, and he liked it enough to sign on to do it. So that was at least, I'm like, now I know we're making the right game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You two guys, because you're a pretty fun guy yourself,
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. Every time I get to hear or see you, you make me laugh as well. So you two guys together, I just can't imagine. That just was like rad.
It's fun. I mean, sometimes it gets, I did this award show, and we had this thing on stage together, and we went to rehearsal, and I went up and they handed me the flamethrower and all these props. It's like, why are you giving these to me? And they're like, aren't you Mr. Black's stand-in? So,
Super awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesome. All right, so
there's the battle nun.
There's a battle. I'm gonna try to slide this laptop over to somebody that can take it to one of our IT.
Are you having
guys.
IT? You want me to be your IT person?
I don't virtual private networks. I'm not sure. So we've been chatting about a few things here and there, and this is literally the beginning of the game where it's teaching you how to do all the different moves and everything. That's why we're seeing this stuff pop up, right?
Yeah, this is where we want to get the player accustomed to the basic core mechanic, which is you have an axe and you have a guitar. You use them in combination, and also you're going to have a third weapon here in a second. Maybe there's a new combo here called the Grand Slam, where you can pop the enemies up in the air with pyrotechnics and smack them into the bleachers of infinite pain. Because we want it to be a seamless integration of axe and guitar. And then here we'll see the third part. So this part is more structured, but then once the intro is over, it's kind of like an exciting roller coaster to get you into the game. Then it opens up and becomes an open world environment. It's 64 square kilometers. You can have the hot rod, you can drive around it. And that's one of the things I really like about the game, is that there's a real living, breathing, heavy metal world that you can explore and just kind of hang out in and find all these characters and go on quests, and while doing this overarching story about saving humanity from demons.
One question that came to me while we were talking about this: what do you do? Like, what do you do for the soundtrack, the music, for a game like this? Like, how do you?
We went and got, we made a list. I mean, first I had a list of all my favorite songs, right? It's like a dream job. Like, what are your favorite heavy metal songs? And I wrote them all down. But that was really only like 10% of the music that we needed. So then Emily from our sound department went down and did some research, and we needed to fill out. We actually ended up learning a ton about music from that research, and we added all these crazy bands to the game, and it's been just a really interesting use of licensed music, because we are doing both straight licensed music, but then also kind of editing it or reorchestrating it, doing a classical version of it so we can incorporate the themes in different unique ways and make it interactive. So sometimes you'll hear just a classic song that you knew that just fits the moment perfectly. Sometimes it's an original piece of music, and sometimes it's something we've done some clever editing with. Basically, it's going to be the greatest soundtrack of any game you've ever heard.
That was fantastic.
At least I think so. But I mean, even if you don't, the fun thing is people who don't even like heavy metal find something to like about the game, because it's really a crazy, action-packed driving. It's really just an insane fantasy world where anything can happen, and the music just fits the feeling and the emotion, even if it's not about being an encyclopedic metalhead, where you know everything about it. But if you are one of those people playing this game, you'll probably see little pieces of heavy metal flavor that you'd appreciate, little jokes in the naming or the art, the kind of our little winks to the people in the know.
Where's he going in this car right now, by the way?
He is trying to get to the feeding area before they shut the gates to the. He's trying to escape the Temple of Orma. Yeah, he's trying to. Well, he's trying to get out of this Temple of Ormagoden, which is where he lands. He's basically just trying to survive at this point. One of the things I want to do in the game, though, is that he's not actually trying to get home the whole time. Because, you know, like, I always thought, you know, like in the movie Big, when you know, that kid becomes Tom Hanks as an adult, and he spent the whole time trying to become a kid again. I was like, come on, that's awesome. You're a grown-up, come on. That would be, or, you know, when you go to the Wizard of Oz and you spend all that time in the Land of Oz trying to get home, it's like, the Land of Oz is awesome. Why do you want to go back to... So Eddie's like, no, this is the land he's always dreamed of. This is the land from every heavy metal album cover he's ever seen. And it's like, this is what I've been waiting for all my life. I got a broadaxe guitar, there's hot ladies around, and I got a car. It's like, I'm home.
Let's kick ass, man.
This is the horned lamprey.
Sorry. Did you know those dudes?
I've been talking over all the great Jack acting.
Where do you get this slick ride, by the way?
He built it.
They built it.
There's a, you know, this land has a lot of lore, and some of the history of it is that there was an ancient race of Titans who invented everything cool. They invented music, heavy metal, hot rods, everything, rocker clothes. Like, they invented it all. They became so cool, they ascended into the heavens and became the gods of metal. But they left behind instructions for the world, in the natural world, about how to make all this stuff. Like, they taught spiders how to spin guitar strings, and they taught the ground how to fester V8 engines like truffles, you know. And then they put instructions in the form of hieroglyphics all over the world, but no one ever figured it out until Eddie got there. So this stuff is just laying around, and Eddie goes and he plays his guitar. He knows how to read the ancient writing on the wall, which turns out to be guitar tablature. He plays the songs and makes crazy magical changes happen in the world. So everyone's like, who is this guy who knows how to do this?
Not that I want to spoil your story or anything, but like, is it at some point like there is a realization as to why he is connected to this world?
There are some hints that he was meant for this place, yes.
Excellent.
I don't want to ruin it, but
I know.
there is an epic story.
So you've made a lot of awesome games. Is this truly like, I mean, I can see it on your face. I've never seen you this happy about a game. Is this like your favorite awesome, like, is this really it?
Pretty awesome. I mean, it's just brought together so many things that I've liked for so long. And something that I've always thought should happen. You know, like when you see a metal band on stage and they're wearing the bracers on their arms and they look like they're dressed for medieval battle. Yeah. It's like, let's just stop singing about it. Let's just get it on. Let's have it. Let's have that medieval battle with the heavy metal. And it's been fun to meet all my rock idols and work with people like Jack Black and some of the other actors that we have. Yeah. And the game is really fun. It's a really fun world to explore.
It looks like you got a lot of stuff going on, because like honestly I hadn't seen some of I think actually in the trailer maybe I saw a little bit of this, but like, you know, I don't think people expected 64 kilometers of crazy open space for one.
Yeah.
And then you got this car business that seems awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very, you know, the mechanics are pretty simple, but they're in different spots. You'll be doing a lot of different things. So it's really just about what would be the way that you would want to explore a crazy world of heavy metal. You know, you need to have a cool hot rod. You need to have an axe. You need to have a girl in your car. You need to have a giant walking legged creature with a cage full of pure hate dangling between its legs.
Seriously, how much of this stuff in particular? Like, is this like, because you obviously have a wicked imagination. We've seen it in a lot of the games you made. How much of this stuff is like, I mean, it seems like it's all of you.
No, I mean, no, it's the, we have a lot of fun with the team, you know, and our artists and everyone, the programmers, everybody kind of gets to contribute ideas to the game and give their feedback on it. But a lot of it, I think that first drawing of that hate cage, I think Razmig, one of our artists, did that drawing, and just sometimes an artist will just come up with some crazy idea, and we're like, let's put it in the game. I mean, Double Fine is it's a fun company where we try and foster creativity and pursuing these kind of crazy ideas. So that stuff you're seeing on the screen is really a collaboration of a lot of creative people.
That's big ass. That's Super kick-ass. All right, Tim Schafer.
Nice.
I could keep you here all day, but I know you probably got other stuff to go do. So
No,
really,
I got nothing else to do. I'm just gonna stay here.
All right.
You can have your other guests come sit right here.
Perfect. All right, straight up. All right, you're gonna stay here for like 7 more minutes then, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can actually get these questions from the audience, because I'm sure they would love to
got
ask
that
you.
working now?
They gave me another laptop, so we're gonna see. Oh, did they turn the demo off there, by the way?
All right, I guess so. Hello.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
It's
Is
just
that
us.
as much we get the show? All right, let's see.
Try to find my best side.
I'm going to see if we can.
It's like the Today Show. You guys should have people behind holding up signs saying "Happy Birthday."
The funny thing is, because yeah, you're right. We're part of CBS or whatever, right? So there's dudes like there are people from whatever. Yeah, there's like people from like the 2 or 3. Like what do they got? They got the Entertainment Tonight, right?
Yeah.
So like if you hang out, I'm sure somebody from Entertainment Tonight will totally be like, oh, Tim Schafer. All right, let's see here. I have a bunch of emails. It's only a question if I can actually navigate. All right, here we go.
See the Love Giver?
The what's that?
The Love Giver.
The Love Giver?
We were
Oh.
showing the, there's a guitar that you get in the game, a special guitar. If you pre-order the game from GameStop, you get a code that lets you unlock the Tenacious D style guitar. And it's called the Love Giver, and it's got this really great art of Jack and Kyle.
Oh, no way.
And it gives love in a very violent manner.
What about yeah, I mean, like, I guess one of the questions I have is like, I mean, you kind of told me a ton of stuff, by the way, but one of the questions I definitely had was, when you were going through this, it was funny because like early on, I remember hearing people talk about Tim Schafer and this crazy rock and roll game or something like that, and then it was like, I think yesterday for the first time, a lot of people, when you showed as much as you did at the press conference, people finally got it, like, oh, dip. Like, this game is, like, super for real. Like, it's not just Tim Schafer going crazy. It is, like, a real deal, big... I mean, you obviously have a giant EA publisher behind you, so those dudes obviously know the deal. Did you think those guys were going to publish this game, by the way?
How did I what?
Did you think those guys were going to be your publisher?
Well, they've done a lot of interesting work with a lot of developers that I respect, and Valve and Harmonix and Suda51, and they've been really supportive about the game. I mean, when you're walking in here, you have to go underneath a gigantic banner for Brutal Legend that's on the front of the hall, and it's like, I used to come to this show and wonder, wow, I wonder if someday I'll ever be able to do a game that will get that kind of placement, and now it's here, and it's huge, and it's definitely real, and it's definitely the biggest game of all time. If I might modestly say that, yes.
Throw it down.
Yeah, it's the coolest.
When are you coming out with this? It's Rocktober what?
October 13th.
October 13th?
Yes.
That's not a bad, is that straight up like a Friday the 13th too? Or is that just too much that?
Is that a Friday? I think it's a Tuesday.
Tuesday, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense because games come out Tuesday, right?
I found that out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tim Schafer, I am apparently at a loss to get these questions going. IT guy.
Do you want to use my iPhone? Here.
If they could send me, oh yeah, we should just.
You notice it's a special Eddie
Let's see.
Riggs iPhone.
Oh, let me see that. Oh, that is super cool.
We can get some questions over Twitter.
Oh, there you go. So where is this like something custom job, or is it something people are gonna get?
Something they're giving out at the show.
Oh really?
They have it at the EA booth. And,
how's that happen?
I don't know. I stole mine. I just punched this kid and took it, so I don't really know. I think that's what you have to do.
I find getting most stuff, it's easier that way.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you go for real because I would love to ask you all the questions that I'm sure that are just breaking this email, but I can't find them. I cannot find them, and I'm gonna let you go because I'm sure you're a busy dude. And I can't thank you enough for showing all that you did and hanging out for as long as you did and having as much fun. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for having me. Great, have a good show.
Tim Schafer, everybody, and yes, Brutal Legend coming out October 13th. There you go. All right, we're gonna move on in our show, E3 2009. You're welcome to come back anytime you want, by the way. EA press conference happened yesterday, as we were talking about. So hopefully the GameSpot editors had good things to say about your business. Homer Rabar caught up with those guys, and this is what they had to say. Let's check it out.